Hey 4-5s, you're gonna continue working on your faces today. Work on making your mouths, your eyes, any of those details like your hair, and we're gonna get them all put together the next time when I come back. I can't wait to see you again. Be great for Mr. Davis. Hey everyone. The last time that you were here, we talked about Picasso and looked at some example projects before we sketched out our own design for our character. After we did that, we got our paper and cut out our face as well as the face that will be in profile or facing sideways. Now let's get started on today. Just kind of see where we're at. So got this and this. So we're already off to a pretty good start here with an abstract face. The next thing then that we would do is we're gonna go in and if you want to trim this down, you could actually kind of like that this side of it's a little bit off of that side. So I think I'm gonna leave mine. But then we can start to glue things together. And so for this, we're gonna be using a glue stick. And what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the glue on the back of this front piece of our paper so that we don't end up getting any glue coming out off to the sides where we don't need it. When you glue your face, I really want you to make sure that you're careful when you're putting the glue on so that it ends up getting the whole face stuck down. So we're going to first go around the outside. And then I want you to just kind of make a strip through the middle here too so that it gets really nice and stuck down. And I'm going to be careful lining it up to make sure that I don't see any of the dark green off to the side here and get it stuck down. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope it sticks to make sure that it is really nice and stuck down before I move on to the next step. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be cutting out some of the other features. So one of the features I need to do is his hair. So I'm going to just kind of loosely measure right here and cut. And then I can kind of finish up adding in any details I want. So if I want his hair to be kind of jagged, I can just use some back and forth little cuts. I'm actually cutting out little triangles, and that's going to make his hair look like it's rough and jagged. And then you can decide if you want it to go on top of your face or if you've got, like mine has this little extra piece, I can decide if I want to put it over the top like that, which I kind of like. I kind of think that's a cool look. All right, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to be adding the eyes. And I'm not going to go over all the details with you, but I did want to go over this one. So we're going to be using some scrap paper today, and there are scraps that are underneath the back counter that you can use for making the other parts of your face. So the only whole sheets of paper you're going to get are going to be your 2 pieces for your face. The rest of what we're going to get are going to be the scraps. So I've got a scrap here that I'm going to use to cut into my shapes for my eyes. And so again, I'm not going to focus on being perfect with this. I'm just going to kind of go for it. And remember that it's supposed to be abstract, right? So I could put that one there, I could put it there. It's up to you kind of to decide. And then your other one can be the same shape or it can be a different shape. It's really up to you to be creative and decide what you want to do for this project. So mine's going to be a little bit different. Okay, and then I've got another scrap that I'm going to use to cut out the circles for the inside part of the eye. Okay, so I'm going to just cut some kind of loose circles here. Again, I'm not focusing on making everything perfect. It's supposed to be abstract. That's kind of part of the fun of making these faces. All right, now, the reason I wanted to talk to you guys about eyes is because I wanted to give you some idea of how you should go about gluing them down. So the best way to do this is going to be to take the inside part of the eye, put some glue on back of that, We're always going to focus on gluing smaller pieces to bigger pieces. So this small piece is going to go on this big piece. And I'm going to again count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope it sticks. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Now I'm going to also focus on gluing small pieces to big pieces. So now my small piece is my eye, and my eye is going to get glued onto the bigger face. The next thing I'm going to do is add my mouth. And so for the mouth again, I'm going to use another scrap here, same one that I cut my eyes out of. And I'm just going to kind of make a big oval shape. It's up to you to decide what you want your mouth to be doing. It can be open, it can be closed. It's up to you. It could be making something spooky. And so I've got this mouth, and I think that one maybe is just a little bit too big because it's kind of blending in with my nose here. So I'm going to just kind of cut it down. Make it a little bit smaller. Now actually, with that scrap, if I wanted to, I could make him a happy monster, but instead I'm going to make him a little bit more spooky. So I'm going to start by setting that down, and then you can plan out if you want to have teeth. So if you do want to have teeth, again, you're going to take a piece of scrap paper and you're going to cut that to make your teeth. So I've got my scrap here from before, and I'm going to just cut out some little squares. Now a fast way to cut squares is to just cut one long rectangle. And then actually you could make square teeth or rectangular teeth. I'm going to make mine kind of rectangles. And so I'm just making a couple of quick little strips. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to, again, glue small parts to big parts. So I'm going to glue my teeth onto the mouth. So I'm going to just take this little tooth here, glue it down. And you're really going to want to make sure that you hold those down and count. Now, you might notice as I'm gluing the teeth on that I'm leaving them sticking up a little bit high on my mouth. So you can see that they stick up a little bit from the top here. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to trim them off later. And so I'm going to finish gluing on one more tooth here. I think 3 is enough. Sometimes with teeth, I think the fewer the better when it comes to making something spooky. Now, if you're making someone that looks regular, you might want to have a full set of teeth. But for this, I think it kind of looks more spooky with just some teeth. So the next thing I'm going to do is I flipped my mouth upside down. I'm going to trim off the top part of those teeth. And so now you can see that it looks like the teeth are inside the mouth. And I'm going to take that and, again, glue it on carefully. Keep working hard and add all of the details that you want for your character. Now, it is important to remember that we are not drawing any of these features onto our character at all. Anything you make should be cut out and glued down. It's also important to remember that you should be using scraps from underneath the back counter. Please do not ask Mr. Davis for a new piece of paper.